GearWebsite.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com. See if anybody joins us this morning, afternoon, whatever time it is for you, wherever you're watching this or whenever you're watching this. It's okay. It's afternoon. Is the audio working okay? Give me some feedback. Testing. Dog snort. And then we'll focus in, get some focus in action in here. Now you can see his snortiness, his whole snortiness. All right, so we've got some knives. This is another knife show, and we want to say thanks to Savini for hooking us up with more knives. Guess what this one's doing? This one's going out to be given away. Thanks for the feedback out there. So this is a little bit different than the other show we had. Oh, look at this! I'm showing a barcode. This is a little bit different than the show the other day because I actually brought some other things out besides Savini. We got a just to start out the show. He's super interested in this. What was I cutting with this? Was I cutting bacon with this? This is a leather man. This is one of my favorites, the wire cutter. I should probably bring the focus. Well, what should I do? Yeah, bring the focus in a bit, maybe. See where the good lighting or what. So this one has the wire cutter stuff. There's a little pliers at the end there. So big fan of this one. We might be talking about this one a little bit more if people are interested. I also have a cleaver over here. It's German style. China. So it's kind of deceptive. It's fairly thick. Oh, he's not sniffing the cleaver. He's not interested in licking the cleaver. Have some other things. The Alaskan ulu. Ulus are pretty good. You can see all the patches in the reflection there. Oh, he's licking the ulu. He's licking the pointy part of the bit too. Come on, man. Really? And then, of course, the Savivis. Let's get into these Savivis. So this one is the... Am I right? We already had this one. I wanted to come further away because a little dude. This dog used to look like a wolf, and then we were doing one of these shows, and I was flipping around knives, and now he looks like this. So we don't want to. He doesn't have anything else to lose. He can't afford anything else here. So this is the Savivi. Am I right? Thanks to Savivi for sending us these to check out. Whoops. Let's do that for real. I really dig this one. So blue G10 handles. I like the texture of the G10. I don't think they do anything to this. I think that's just its nature. Nice weight and everything. Yeah, he knows he's going to be bored of this, so he's gone now. So we'll keep that Am I Right out here to look at it more. This one is the one I carry around all the time. The Manix 2 from Spyderco. I don't think these are in production anymore. Whenever I can dig into where my knives are at, I do have one of these that's new in the box somewhere, but I kind of put it away for safekeeping, and I don't know where it is anymore. But this one's pretty close. It's not 100%. Obviously, the braid shape's different, but the grind is similar, and it's the same on both sides. Sometimes they're flat grinds, but I can't get enough of this button lock. I can't imagine. I think I almost like it better than the Axis now. I'm going to take this over to a friend of mine's next week and see what he thinks, because he's an Axis locks fan. He gets them from Benchmade, where they originated. I need to get this thing into an ultrasonic cleaner. My only problem with this, the real problem with this one, is I can't take it apart. So I got to clean it somehow. I got to get an ultrasonic for it. So that's the first Savivi, the Am I Right? Wood's saying he likes that broad blade. Should I bring people in? I could probably get Gizzard to join in. He works for below industry rates. Or if Woods, you want a link, let me know. I gave out a bunch of links to the Every Second Matters the other day. I got snubbed. Only Brooke joined in, so I figure everybody doesn't want to join in anymore. So this one is a Elementium or Elementum. I'm not sure how to say it. 2. So got this one to give away. It's white grips, G10. Is there enough light in here? What can I do about this? Oh, you know what I can do? Hold on. We'll go over here, and then we'll do this. And if I move this over to here, and then flip this up a little bit, and then even more, you won't even see it. That'll happen. Look at how bright that puppy's butt is now. So we'll adjust the flavor of the light here to get it to the right kind for puppy butt. I think that's blue one is the best for puppy butt. Okay, works. Let's see. So here we go. Boom. We're back to. Look, oh, I got the knife and the light in the wrong spot. I can put the knife over here and you'd see it. So anyway, this. I guess I do need to move this over. Quit looking at knives when I'm flipping them around. I got this one to give away. This one is a Elementum 2, and I was trying to get in on those G2 handles, grips, and then again that button lock. There's no spring assist or nothing. It's just a loose blade, but the lock is holding it. But evidently the detent or whatever to release it from that lock isn't that hard to break, especially when you got the leverage of the fulcrum there, or the flipper. So it opens really easily, and the weight of the blade and the balance, or whatever the words are, just they open awesome. They're a lot of fun to open. You know, some of them are sticky. Even my my old, I can't even get this thing to really open well anymore. It's so dirty. I mean, this thing does open great when it's clean. So Mr. Knives out there joining in. You want a link? Welcome. Pat the dog on the head for Mr. Knives. One day we'll get to California. Let this dog swim around in the ocean over by where Mr. Knives is. So I got this one as a gift, and it is a pretty handy gift idea. Nice knife, super nice, and it also comes with this pen, which has it's like all aluminum. Lanyard loop at the top. What's going on here? Lanyard loop at the top, and it's like the screw off kind. So pretty hardcore pen. It has a little piece of wax or something on there so that until you give it to somebody, it's not going to dry out. So maybe not the most practical, but certainly a useful and rugged pen. And it likes a nice little combo here. And the pen comes with a couple of refills and some O-rings in case you need them. But I think what's kind of cool is this thing is set up as a gift. It comes with a thank you card. And I'm not going to fill out the thank you card. So whoever gets this one will be able to still give it as a gift. But it's a nice looking card, and it gives you a place to write a note. And then it has all the stuff that you normally get with a Civivi inside of this card, which just happens to make it all really, really nice. A lot of times you'll see in these other ones, all that stuff gets kind of beat up when the knife is inside of a pouch and everything. This keeps it really nice, and it's a nice little presentation inside of a different box. And what I'll do is send this, whoever gets this one, I'll send them one of these pouches also, so that if they keep it or whatever, if they gift it, they'll have one of these nylons also. So anyway, thanks to Civivi for that. And I think Civivi might be sending us even more stuff to give away, since they seem down with letting me give stuff away. So that'll be cool. All right, so this next one is... I got this one because I needed to get one that Gizzard didn't have already. And I wanted to try out this material for the handle. It's like, I don't know. What do you think? Is this jade material or is this just white? I think Foss says that it's jade. I don't know what Gizzard says. I think Gizzard agrees that there's some... I got to put new batteries in this thing. All right, let's talk batteries and lights. Who uses these kind of lights? I think this one is the official, what are they called? Larry. I think these are the first people to really get them around the country. But I've seen a lot of brands of these things. So this is what it looks like. It's like it works, like it in pitch black it works. But now we'll twist it off. I like these things a lot, except for this part. 3 batteries. Come on, man. 3 batteries. That's so stupid. I don't know why places do that to you. Make you mess up your count. You have to like open another package or go buy another package half the time. And then you got an extra battery laying around. But whatever. Now we'll put, these are just AC Delcos from the dollar store. This dude doesn't like things. And this is a thing. And he can hear it making noise. He doesn't like things usually. He's about to freak out. All right. There it is with new batteries. Way brighter. Look at him. He can't even look at it. It's like the sun to him. So with that, now we can take a look at this thing. So it is transparent. It is translucent. That's pretty neat. I mean, you need some light behind it. And then the next question is, would you rather go with this with the dark blade or with, no, non-treated, I think it's just a plain old stainless blade. So that's the question. I also have another light. What did I do with that other light now? Well, I stuck it right here because I was like, oh, maybe I'll try this. So as a content creator, I copied off a Gizzard and bought one of these things. You hold down this button over here and it'll pop on. And you can switch between some of these lights. These lights are different colors in there. So you can switch between some of them or all of them. I'll leave them all on, of course, because all is better. And then it's got this little clippy dealy. We'll put the little clippy dealy up here. Boom. Now we have even more light, what we're looking at. That works even better, right? So I think I hate to call it black because I don't know if it's black or if it's stonewashed or if it's just me freaking out. But I think that doesn't look just plain black to me. But anyway, this color pattern with the dark, I like it. But I would like it a lot more if this thing glowed. It does not glow, though. Woods is saying he prefers the stainless. I know I'm going to destroy this. If I start carrying this one, which I'm debating if I will, I'll destroy it. Like I'll definitely wear this coating off. I assume. I could be wrong, but I pretty much usually wear coatings off of stuff. And this one seems like I would want to use it. I'm not sure what blade material it is. I don't know if Gizzard is out here. If he knows or if any of y'all know what blade material it is. It doesn't say on it. At least I don't see where it says on here. Maybe it got covered in the coating. I think it's just... Yeah, I have no idea if that's a paint. I don't think it's a paint. This, I think, is anodized, but I don't know if that's... I don't know. New York saying, I don't like the light colored. You're talking about the handle? If you're going to go with the white handle, might as well go for looks and get the black blade. So that's the thing. I don't know. I mean, this thing does look kind of cool. I think these are like $70. Anything over 50 to me is luxury fancy. So it's either got to be really good material or it's trying to look good, right? And in that case, do I want to mess it up? What was that noise? What are we looking at here? What is that noise? Hold on. I either have a leak or a mouse ran in here or something. Let's find out what's going on. Entertain everybody. What are you doing out there? What did you do? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What are you doing? Come here. What are you doing? Come here. Yep, exactly. That's what I thought. We don't have a mouse. We have a bad dog. That's what it is. Now you lost your privileges. Now you're not going outside anymore. That dog had this laying right there. Perfectly acceptable dog toy. What's she eating? This wheel. She decided this was her new dog chew toy, and she was about to eat this wheel. Here, play with this. That's an actual toy. So, turns out my other dog is bad now. So, got that going for me. Was he all pissed that I went outside and talked to the girl dog? He was like, man, I wanted to get in trouble. Man. All right, so where were we? This one, I'm not sure if I want to use it or not. I'm digging the handle shape. I'm pretty sure I could handle that. That pretty much looks like a K-bar to me. I think I could handle that as a tool. I got to go figure out what material it is, though, I guess. Oh, I guess I was saying, what, $50? $50 for me, I don't care. I'll ruin it or not. I'll replace it for $50 as long as it lasts for some amount of time. But for $70, I got no intention to just ruin a $70 knife. I'd rather pass that along to somebody if I'm not going to keep it. But there, let's take a second and talk about my sack of knives that I thought I lost. This is my sack of knives that I carry around once in a while. Like if I go to SHOT Show or something, I'll take this sack of knives with me. So this is all my favorites, the ones I like to either carry or keep away from this dog so he doesn't know what's in here. Like this one of my favorites is a U.S. made butterfly knife with a crazy Tonto blade, but it's, what's that called when half of it's like a flat grind, half of it is flat? I don't technically love this or hate it, but I only have a few knives like this. It's not something I seek out, but when I got this knife at Wanamaker for almost nothing, and it's a U.S. made butterfly knife, like boom, this one is at the top of my list. I really like this knife. So I bring it with me and I never use it or carry it or anything. This is kind of in the same boat. It's just an old, I think these are Vietnam era switchblades. Doesn't work that great because it's a Vietnam era switchblade. Come on, what's going on? Did you break it? I think my dog broke it. What's going on with it? It might just be cold or old. But it's made by Camillus in New York, of all places. A switchblade being made in New York. And it's orange. It's got that going for it. It's a switchblade, and the button is also the release, which is pretty awesome. And it does have a lock. I'm pretty sure it's for paratroopers. And then it's got this kind of crazy hook situation going on. If it had a spike, I would probably have two of these and carry one. But this is like, again, about a $70 thing back in the day. And I'm pretty sure it was for paratroopers. So anyway, I carried that one around. That's why when I lost this thing, I was pissed because it's not irreplaceable, but I got it for a good deal at a gun show one time. And I made sure the guy knew, like, hey, I'm buying this. Like, this is worth more than this. I think I paid like $40 or something for it, if I remember. I can't really remember, but I remember I got it for a good deal. Otherwise, I would have never bought it. And I would hate to lose it. This one I got way back. This was before YouTube. We would be on these things called internet forums. And one of the forums was called the Everyday Carry Forum, EDC Forum. And so you think there's drama today in the little cliques and gossipy groups on YouTube. You don't even know what it's like in the forums back in the day. But there was good things about the forums. And one of them is that was also back when I knew all the people from everywhere. So I knew the people at Spyderco pretty well and was a regular. Like if there was a show, I would be there and I would review all their knives. I mean, all of them. Like we had a pretty good routine going. So at that time, this was like, well, I guess it was YouTube time. It was like 2000 and, oh shit, it might have been 2010. It might have been at the Sands. It might have been the first year at the Sands. No, it was before that. It was 9. It was anyway, it was a long time ago. So the forum went to Spyderco and said, this is what we want. And somehow they came up with by committee, they came up with this, but it turns out to be pretty tight or pretty cool. It's got essentially every option kind of. So you've got just all kinds of crazy jimping everywhere on the frame. And the panels are glow. So the Spyderco wouldn't make these things normally, but these do glow. And they still glow pretty good after all these years. They glow nice and uniform, but they're way too fragile, so Spyderco would never make knives out of them, and they didn't engrave them or nothing or give them any kind of texture. So it's a little too smooth to really carry, but it does make for a really thin knife. And this is what a true axis is like. Like this is what my Manix would be like if it was clean. And you can, if you open it right, you can just flip a axis out, especially with a big Spyderco blade like that. So this is, I just carried around, and I would have totally been pissed if I lost that one. Oh, and then the other thing is there was only a limited number. You had to buy in on this, and I got to see it before it came out. So I was like the first one to see one, and at SHOT Show, oh shit, 1 year. And what's number is mine? I don't know, but I got to see it like a couple of months ahead of time, if I remember right. So anyway, this one was just neat, and you can't replace it. I imagine it's probably pretty tough to replace. So I'm probably stupid to carry that one around. This one I got from Barbecue, and this one is an issued USA knife from Mayerco. So it's a switch, and you just push forward to unlock, and then you push in to open. It's got a cool like reverse tanto. Wait, is that a reverse tanto? Or is that just regular? It's just a tanto blade, and then but made in the USA with a serial number. These have a cage number even, so these are issued knives. So I didn't even know about these. These are pretty cool. And clip can be up or down, which is super weird. But you never know what people like. Anyway, super strong steel from what I can imagine. It says 154 cm. Actually, that's not that strong. But anyway, it's some decent steel with a nice semi-serrated blade. And I do carry this one every once in a while. It's not my exact style, but made in the USA issued switchblade is everybody's style. This is another one that was sent to me by Benchmade a million years ago. And this one is an auto axis. So axes are awesome. You can see how awesome they are. It's essentially a lever that you can access from both sides or together. And then on these, when you do the axis, you're letting the blade free, essentially. So you can flip it open or let it close, depending on how you got your hands. With this one, it's got a spring assist, so it is a switchblade. It'll open as soon as you open the axis thing, but the problem is you gotta then open the axis lock and then push it on something to close it. So that's when I decided I don't like auto axes. This thing is half the fun of an axis, half the purpose of an axis is that you can just close it, and you can't do that with this one. But otherwise, this is a griptilian, so that's this handle shape and this kind of design to the knife. And I carried a griptilian for years. Like I really, really like griptilians. Normal griptilians, the ones I have, are or the other ones I have are plastic handles, so they're not aluminum like this one. They weigh a lot less. But this blade shape is super strong. Like it's just super strong. And I don't think I ever broke one. And you can get them in different materials, different colors. So I would carry on orange griptilians for a long time. And then the last one in here is a European knife. This one's probably in metric, and this one is straight edge. Is that a sheep's foot? I don't know what to call this. And it's fully serrated, so some people would hate everything about this. One, it's a Spyderco with a big hole in it. Then it's a straight edge. Some people hate straight edges. People that like straight edges sometimes they like butcher knives or something, so they don't like this shape. And then it's fully serrated. People can't handle that. The fact that it's tip up, some people would probably not like that. But then there's no lock on it. It's from Europe, and they're made locking knives illegal, I guess, in Europe. So they just have to have knives that just open and close like this, slip lock, or whatever it's called. And but I like everything about it. Like it's just such a cool little knife. I don't remember where I bought it. I think I bought it off a forum back in the EDC forum days, as just an example of a bunch of things that I just mentioned. And I don't know if you can tell on there. This is one of the Spydercos that say Colorado, or Golden Colorado USA Earth. And I think that's one of the cooler things about, there it is. You can barely see it written down here. That Spyderco writes USA on it, which is awesome, and then Earth, because eventually these knives will be going into space and they know it. It's also a Gin 1 blade, which I don't know, has worked well for me. I've never needed to sharpen it. It's a crazy tool steel, probably. I carried this one for a long time, and then I thought I lost it, and it freaked me out because I didn't know how much I liked it. It's so thin and little. For a long time, when I was at the shop all the time, all I was doing is opening boxes all the time, so it's just a waste to carry around a nice knife, I thought, because I trash them. This is the one I carry now. I mean, it's not like I'm damaging it, but I use them, right? So there's a lot of tape and gunk, and I'll jam it into something, and I don't care. I can clean it. But anyway, when I lost this one, I went to replace it, and you can't replace it. Like, they don't exist. You can get one off of somebody like me that owns one, but they haven't made them in so long that you just can't go get another one, which is essentially this whole bag of stuff. Those are my favorite knives that I sometimes carry. Yeah, nobody likes the no lock part. So that's why this one, I think, fits into my collection pretty good. I don't mind flat knives or flat blades for sharpening them and for using them. And as long as they're sharp, strong. And this one seems like it's pretty strong, but it's a little cleaver-like. And I'm not the biggest fan of cleavers. I mean, I got no problem with cleavers. It's just, I don't seek them out. And this one's kind of like a space age cleaver, a modern cleaver. Now that I say that, it almost is that the same colors as the Space Force stuff. Like, would this go along with one of the Space Force knives? So I'm still on the fence about this one. And then, like I say, this one, it's also like right up my alley. I really like this one. It's nice and thin. Digging that I can close it like that. This one I hate the most. If I had to get rid of one, I would ditch this one. Plus, it weighs as much as like all the other ones put together. But we're not done. So that was a little aside, since I was talking about my debate, my dilemma. This is what it's like when you're a knife channel. I'm a big time knife channel on the YouTubes. Now I have to decide which of my free knives from Civivi, thank you Civivi, I'm going to decide to carry around and which ones I'll give away. So next up, we're opening, I don't know because I didn't look at the box. We're opening up a boom. These are Elementum. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the handle. This is I call it the honey handle. Ultum? How would you say this? Ultium? Ultem? I don't know. They should come up with better names that are easier to say. But it's essentially like some sort of polymerized honey. And I think it looks super cool. I really dig it in this, stainless. But I think I'm going to get one in black at some point to see what they're like. But I just think that looks so cool. Got all that going on with it. So if you're hanging out on the sun or whatever, that's how cool it would look. I like that there's actual lanyard kind of area there for it. I put lanyards on everything. So the other ones don't have that. The other ones have just a bolster or whatever you call this thing that's kind of made to wrap a lanyard through. So your lanyard would be like through the frame. And I'm not used to that. So I'm either going to love that or I'm going to hate that. There's Gizzard. All right, so that's the Ultium 2. And then the last one, the last one hold on. Is that the ones that they sent me? Yeah, they sent me this one. The Ultium 2. And, oh man, what did I do with the other one? The red one. I guess I put it back in the box like a dummy. And then we also have this little Kai V. And again, you see I like the little slip locks that don't lock. This is what this is. It just opens and has like a detent to hold it open. If I was a little bit playing with it more, I can get it to flip open, but trying to do it in front of the camera is a little tougher. And it's got that natural color, they call it. Some people are calling it jade. And it feels like stone. That's what I like about this one. I guess I should mention this one feels like a stone. If I tap it against my teeth, this feels like stone. Where this one, I guess technically it kind of feels like stone, but it feels more like a coral or a bone. Like it's very porous, and it feels like if I poured water on it, it would absorb the water. So it makes it super grippy. Like I really like the idea of carrying this one. And this one, again, it feels like a stone. Like this, I guess you could say it feels porous. I guess it kind of, but it doesn't feel like jade, and it feels more like a porous jade, I guess. So, but the thing is, this has a texture to it, a really nice texture. There's both a cut in it and the texture of the G10. I'm not gonna be able to focus in. I have like a million lights on now. So that's the half an hour of poking around at them. Kids are just saying spacer. What is he saying spacer for? Oh, I was thinking about doing a poll. Should I do some kind of poll? What kind of poll should we do? So this will be the one that's going out at some point. And it turns out, we were comparing these the other day. These are the same knife, just with different options. So different color options in the grip make a same knife look that much different. What's your vote on these? The white one or the honey one? What's this vote in honey? I don't know how many of these Gizzard has at this point, but I could totally see having a set of these from Civivi all the time. Like, getting that they make, it seems like they make a lot of their models in this option. I just don't know if I'm going to like, because the black would stand out a little bit more. And I could see carrying this one. I could totally carry this knife. It's a good size. It's a little bit bigger than a pen knife. It's not that big. Definitely flips easy. Nobody's going to be, I don't think anybody's going to be like scared of this one. I guess it's possible somebody would be scared if you did this in front of somebody. They might go, oh, it's a switchblade. But I think once they look at it, they're going to just be so interested in how cool it looks. They're going to be like, oh, is that from space? Where'd you get that? What kind of alien did you get that off of? Gizzard has 3 of these. Everybody likes the honey, yeah. The paste where the frame and the screws go through are called spacers. Places between the frame and where the screws go through. Oh snap! $2 from barbecue. So basically, here's what just happened. So for those of you that aren't paying attention, barbecue sent me this switchblade knife one time, and he just paid $2 to look at that switchblade knife from the other side of the internet. Here's what I'll do. I will take this knife and close it, and I'll stick it on that dog as a tribute to barbecue's $2. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. We've got eventually we'll have some new patches coming. I need to, I guess, really just decide on what the new design is going to be, and I'm going to do at least 2 new designs. Feel free to chime in. I'm thinking about doing Every Second Matters patches that are the size of the FU medias, like a smaller Every Second Matters patch. I just hate buying the small patches because they cost as much as the big ones. Let's see, barbecue. Let's see what you was talking about earlier, where some of the knives can tie off a lanyard. Oh, you're saying these little bolsters or whatever are called spacers? Okay, that makes sense. Like, so that they space the knife from squishing together or whatever. At some point, I don't have a problem. I can't get to my knives right now because I got a pile of garbage in front of them. But the preciseness of these Civivis is nuts. Like back in the day, you could buy a knife and then you could probably take it to somebody who could tweak it to be like this, but this is like out the box. And this is me fiddling with it all the time. Like it's definitely, handling me fiddling with it. And I haven't like jammed it into wood and tried to carve with it or anything. But like I'm looking at the space between the knife and the frame. It's like very consistent. It's like that knife is just, or that blade is just in there. I mean, that's crazy tolerances, or like machine, whatever it is, like the machining. I don't know what the words are, but I'm impressed. And they're all like that. That's not like like that one is just happens to be perfect. Like it's crazy how good these are. And that's probably why they're so easy to open. The blue one that I got rid of that went out to Krabby is the Cubit. This one is the Am I Right? That's what they call it. AI or AMIRITE. Am I Right? So whichever ones of these I don't keep will probably go out, but I don't know. I really like this one. But here's the thing. I don't mind the blue, but I kind of like the green also. And every time you see one of these, it's in green. So I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm regretting the blue one. Because they're just saying the pivot is a caged ceramic ball bearing on these. Oh, a ceramic ball bearing, huh? Well, what happens if I were to crush this? Then I would crush the ball bearing. I shouldn't smush on this too hard. I'll crush the ball bearing. Now I'm worried about my fragile ceramic ball bearing in there. If I went like this too hard, would it smash the ball bearing and then it wouldn't work? I wonder if it's, did Krabby get it yet? There's Krabby. I don't think he got it yet. I barely sent him like on Thursday or Friday. Thursday. I guess I go look. So the next one that'll go out is this one, which I don't have that one to compare it to. Maybe Gizzard knows. I don't know if Gizzard has a Cubit or not. Are they the same size as an Elementum? It feels like, from what I remember, they're about the same size. But that one was aluminum and had a different heft or weight to it. And this one might seem a little thinner for some reason. But that might just be because it feels a little lighter. Because it says they're pretty close to the same size. So that means this must be an element. Dang it. That sticker must be an Elementum, right? That comes in the packages. Dang it. Come on, man. I sit in my chair funny. It squishes all the way to the floor, so now I have to readjust my chair. So far, it's so difficult to be a big-time knife podcaster. My chair gets all adjusted wrong. Boom. So here, since we're talking balls, thanks Barbecue for another $2. Let me show you my balls that I got over here. I got these the other day. I was thinking about adding these to the pile for the people that are grabbing the, what are they called? The Cyber Monday sets over at the Gear website store. I got these and I made my video of them. If they were solid jade, I'd probably keep them, but I don't think they are. I think they're enamel. What do you think they are? Maybe they're brass, but maybe just some kind of metal. But I think they're hollow and they have bells in them or something. So I'm trying not to crush them. But anyway, the idea is you do this. You knead your balls in your hands like this. And then that keeps your circulation going and your dexterity up. I like it. That just right there, I'm winded. My arm hurts from from the exercise. So for people that missed it, we also started out the show. I gotta find a place to cram those. We started out the show with the Leatherman electronic versions of these little pliers. For years, my favorite little Leatherman to carry around. I carry it with a big old, whatever that's called, like a square braid type of thing. So it's easy to grab out of a pocket. Most of the time I would carry this thing in some kind of pouch or like pocket of a inside of a bag or backpack or something. So when it's all folded up, you can just kind of stuff the metal part into something, and then this comes out and you can grab it easy because it's so small it's hard to find. And then when you're using it, you've got all this to hold on to. So you can only get these at Radio Shack, I think, and it's red, which sucks, but I found this to be about the most useful multi-tool in this size that I ever used. It's got that crazy wire cutter plier thing, wire cutter, plier, and I think there's a set of scissors on here if I'm not crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, I'm confusing it with one of my plier ones, later models. But it did have a pretty precise set of tools compared to some of the garbage stuff you get on inexpensive ones. I don't know if you can kind of tell from the video. I mean, they're not kidding around on Leathermans. They do some decent tooling, some decent creation of these little tools. Is Radio Shack still in business? I don't know. Every once in a while I see a Radio Shack store, so I think so. But I think it's like how Verizon bought them or somebody, and they just kept some of the stores open that were making money or something. I don't like red. You can keep red. You can have all the red, except for the tools that I have that are in red. But this one is definitely going out. Like if you see me getting a Sabibi in red, you know that I'm not keeping that one. Let's see. So then we already went through all of those knives. I've also got the Alaskan Ulu out here. I don't know if anybody wants to have conversations about Ulus. I'm a big fan. I've got one that's kind of like this, and I thought, oh, this is just some kind of thing you stick on a shelf, like a painted plate or something, because they say Alaska on them, and you think, oh, okay, it's just like a tourist piece of stuff. But the thing is, it's essentially like the same kind of kitchen knife or the same material, 440 steel, same kind of kitchen knife that you'd buy at a store. So it's just the form factor, the way that you use it is different. And I keep getting them for cheap, so I keep buying them. I like them. And the only problem with them is that they don't have good sheaths. So maybe, I don't know if Ozzy's ever thought about trying to make knife sheaths for odd-shaped knives like that. And then speaking of odd-shaped knives, got this cleaver here. Chat about cleavers. I bought this one because it says German style stainless steel. And then it said perfection. So I thought, oh, maybe it's made by Glock or something. But then China. So what's up with that? Stainless steel, China. But it's fairly thick. I mean, I didn't pay much. I probably paid $1 or $2 for it. Maybe even $1. But it's fairly decent. I don't need cleaver too often. But I figured I'd live long enough without one, so I grabbed one. Gizzard is saying I carry some version of a Leatherman every day, have for years. You never know when you'll use it. I used to when I was out and doing stuff more often, but then I quit and then I got out of the habit, and now I haven't in a long time. Woods is saying Radio Shack still in business or completely independent. The big company went belly up. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I know that the way they started was they kind of helped independent shops, kind of accumulate or get united a little bit. So they just probably went back to being their own shops again. $154 cm. So what am I cleaving? Yeah, nothing exactly. Well, vegetables probably, But the thing is, I've been using that Pioneer Woman knife, so I've been using. It's essentially it's kind of like a cleaver for chopping up mushrooms and stuff that I do. So I just got the cleaver for pictures. Really, I figure I got a hankering to do some pictures with cheese. So one of these days, I'll use that as an excuse to go buy a bunch of cheese and then take some pictures. That's what you do when you're a big time knife. What are we called? Influencers. We got to come up with new ways to take pictures of our knives. So if somebody's got to buy a bunch of different cheeses, interesting looking cheeses, maybe some olives and tomato or something, set that on a thing and then set a knife next to it. I'm willing to do that. I am willing to do that. And then eventually I won't just get knives from Civivi and from barbecue. I'll get knives from, I don't know, some cleaver company, I guess. New York is saying the true electronic stores are getting harder to find. Last good one near me went out of business. I don't even like to think about that, but there used to be a place that was, like a dollar store is. It's essentially like a dollar store for electronic parts. But back in the olden days, you could get like a meter for $7 there. They would also sell like legit, really good stuff, but they had so much inexpensive stuff, which I appreciated because, I could set up a toolbox for, like, let's say one of my vehicles at work. I would have, different trucks or whatever. So if I, instead of dragging all my shit out, I could have like just essentially the essentials in each truck and just have dollar store tools in there for the initial figure out what's going on type of run. Like I dug that. And back in the day, there wasn't dollar stores that had all this stuff. So yeah, that store was awesome. And especially when I was talking about like meters and electronic, like, I don't know, just stuff like wire cap, stuff that may be a little bit too uh, specific that a dollar store or a regular store in a regular discount store isn't going to have it. But there was only one like that in all of Tucson. And I'm assuming they're gone because I think the building has like a car dealership or something in it now. Oh, speakers and stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the reasons I think they were in business is all the car audio places would go there to buy their parts, that they needed in town that, they either couldn't get online. I mean, I don't know. Back in the old days, you could get wholesale catalogs. Oh man, I don't think there's any way I could grab one. What I'll do in one of these future shows is I'll try to get like an old Smoky Mountain Knife Work catalog or something. I must have some, or at least we have some old Shotgun News, and we can take a look at some old ads for some knife stuff. But that got me thinking about the where people got stuff in the old days, and I think we can bring that back to knives a little bit. But yeah, you can't really. Well, it's a lot of stuff nowadays. I think it's just the concept that once you have the manufacturers able to meet with the end user, you don't need all those middlemen anymore. You don't need people to be those intermediaries or whatever. People that just brought stuff from China and then warehoused it. You don't need that anymore. So there's just a change, and when you have the internet to let us get straight to a company, and the company can just add one little process or one little layer to their production, and they can send stuff out to individuals. I think that's why we're seeing the loss of some of those. They don't need a bunch of wire caps building, on when we can caps. And in a bin, it's just their sitting at warehouse in Amazon. So I think there's like Amazon warehouse Phoenix, and we have one or more here, and they're making a third one in between two Phoenix. I don't think we're the biggest cities in the country or anything, so there's on warehouses out there, and that's probably a lot of the. I don't want to say taking up the slack. That's probably accounting for a lot of the small businesses not being at it anymore when Amazon just have the inventory and a few bins that we can grab. So are not active against robots? Maybe against the people repairing robots, if there's people repairing the robots. They got it in Dookie Green. What are we talking about? Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's the one I was thinking about getting, is that Amorite in green, in which case this one would definitely go out. I don't need two of these things around, but depends on if I carry this one or not. It's a little bit on the big side for me, a little bit heavy. I'm just getting older and weaker all the time. I was thinking about shooting 9mm. So I don't know. I'm going to have to put a lanyard on one of these. I'll probably keep the little honey looking one for sure. So I might, oh, see, this is the wrong kind of lanyard hole. So I don't know what to do. Maybe put a lanyard on this thing and see if I like it. I feel like I'm going to like a lanyard like this. Have you put a lanyard on any of yours, Gizzard? Woods is saying the world is increasingly disposable. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. So since we're sitting here on the gear topic, I've been doing the Amazon thing for a while now, and there are so many things that people throw out because they didn't take any look at all. Like they didn't even pay attention to looking at what might be wrong with it, because you're right, that things are disposable, but it's also because we're not paying attention. I think that's the way to say it, because in other words, like I've fixed a couple of things that were just a loose wire, and I'm not a rocket scientist. I just opened it, seen that there was an wire not connected the wire, and the thing was fine. I think there's just that of like, oh, I don't know what, so replay. I don't know what to do, so get rid of it. Trying to take it. I've never really paid attention to how the lock works, so let's see if we can do that together here. So there's a shaped blade there, and I think you can keep in the detent there in line with the video, and now detent. That detent right here, and that detent, ignore this post. That post is just one of those spacers guys are talking about. But over here, that detent is going to interlock, right? And then locks with is this, and this is and this must be the side here, because you can get. So when you push that little mushroom looking spacer, that's a mushroom. So the space comes up and locks in with. All right, that makes sense. Nice lock up. But then really the lock is half the blade, right? And now you're pushing it up. Now it can disengage and go up. So that lock half the blade, and it's half the blade in this detent, which I can't get to focus again. Anyway, so I was just figuring that out. Wouldn't say that's the strongest lock in the world. Like I wouldn't go around knife fighting with this thing. If I was having to climb up a hill or something, I don't think I would trust this thing to be like a climbing tool. But I guess for normal use, it's going to be okay. Ron Wayne's taken off. I hear you. I just kind of stuck this one in. Normally, I'm going to try to do these shows in the morning so that people can get used to it. Oh, you know what else I should do? Why don't I put a link to something? Like, what am I doing? This whole thing is supposed to get you to buy knives. Oh my goodness. You're either going to buy pugs, or you're going to buy knives, or you're going to buy little tiny cactuses. So we got to put links to all that stuff on here. Let's see. A robot AI flies my ship when I'm in cryo sleep during FTL travel. I don't know. I wouldn't know if I would rust it or trust it. Let's see. How do we get a link to something good over here? I should probably keep my links handy. Gizzard, you can throw some links out there. I'm sure Gizzard has a Civivi store link. So if anybody's got the urge to buy some BB as a gift, be a little present for yourself, then Gizzard can in here for his show. Oh, something out. That's the way to do it. You hold it and then lick it like your snack almost. Did it the one time and now it won't do it again. And then you're almost holding it. So I guess that makes. I'm almost thinking this thing would be neat with like a curved. Not that I'm a and the curved blades, but I think this thing would be neat to hold. It's a little hook, like a little claw looking thing. It's essentially there, but it's not really a hook. All right, well, in future shows, we can look at more of the tools. Oh, now my internet's going bad. We can take a look at some of the tools. We can have on the guests take a look at their knives. There's no point. I'm not just trying to show off knives here. I just happen to have a bunch of knives, and I'm thanking Civivi for sending me a bunch more. So we'll be comparing these Civivis for sure, and then doing reviews on them and stuff, and then getting most of them out the door to say thanks to Patreons. We have Patreons, thanks to them. They're scroll at the bottom of the screen, thanking the people that subscribe to what we do. And then people that buy stuff over at the store, like Krabby Turtle, who, oh, thanks. You posted a link to the Cyber Monday patch package. So, yeah, we put together some packages of patches, and those are available at the store. They're $42. If you know, you know. And those are going towards helping us get the next batch of patches made. And you'll get a chunk of those as well. So let's see. I think we'll start wrapping this thing up. It's been about an hour. Thanks to everybody for joining and being part of it. Like I say, have I done one of these as a panel? I think I brought Gizzard on for one of these, right? If you want to join in on one of these shows and show off your knives, let's offer that. Like, feel free to participate in that. And of course, if you're listening to this in the future or something, feel free to leave any comments or that. If you're wondering, how do I get that white knife with the pen combo that he's talking about giving away, stay tuned. I just haven't had a chance to figure out how to do that right now, but that'll be sooner than later. Patreons will know first. Channel members will know. Usually I type stuff into Patreon, then copy and paste over to the channel members, and then everybody else will know whenever the next show comes out. But yeah, this is, once I figure out how it's going out, this thing will get out of here. Then we'll start working on maybe this one. I don't know. I don't really think I need to mess this one up if somebody likes it. So if you're interested in this little guy, let me know, and then I'll put it on the radar for getting rid of, or I'll keep it. I kind of like it, but I don't need it. How about that? Like, I could go either way on this one. Like I say, if it was a hooked blade, maybe, but this was my intro, my toe in the water to see if I like this jade, and I really do. So I could keep it just because it's neat. This one, I'm pretty sure I'm keeping. So you can just order your own one of these. Can't recommend it enough. So far, I like it a lot. I'll be able to tell you after I carry it. I don't know which one, has Gizzard ever talked about which ones he carries, which ones he uses? I don't know if he just like looks at them or if he carries them around. I mean, I normally carry around a Spyderco, so I essentially just look at these things. I fiddle with them, but I look at them most of the time. But I think I am going to eventually retire this one. So doesn't open anymore. You can see how much better these work when they're new. And this one is not new anymore. It is kind of big, but I don't mind. I'm not little. And I really like that I can chalk up on it or whatever this is called when you can do this. But I don't really need to do this that often, but I like that I can do it. I really like that I can close it, but as you can see, it doesn't close anymore. I'd have to clean it. And then this one, I took to Tulsa I was carrying it in Tulsa one year when I met up with the guy that was doing our engraving at the time with a $50,000 laser. So he stuck my knife into his $50,000 laser and stuck gun websites on here. So I kind of dig that. But at the same time, I don't want to lose this knife. So I think this one is being retired officially. That means I have to right now decide if I'm going to carry this one, which it'll probably be replaced by, or potentially this one, which is definitely coming in second or third with this one, which is essentially replacing it with the same size, even a little bit heavier. So it's probably not going to be this one. So that now it's going to be determined if I can get this one in green If I get this one in green, I'm going to get rid of this blue one. That's just been determined right now. And then now it's deciding if I want to carry around this cool G10 black one, which I will definitely ruin as soon as I start using it. So I kind of could give it away if I didn't ruin it, is what I figure. I guess I'll carry this one. So I guess it's going to be this one. I'm going to be an official Civivi carrier. This isn't quite like deciding to carry a CZ, but I feel like it's kind of like deciding to carry a CZ. At least it's a CZ in like 40. So I'm not like, I got a hair bun, but it's a long one. At least I got like, I'm cool with my hair bun. It's not one of them short ones. So I think this is the one I'm upgrading to. That's just been decided. Woods is saying he likes that little stubby one. Now, would you carry it around type of like it, or just fiddle with it and have it? I can almost see this kind of thing sitting on the counter or something, and like or maybe, near a couch or something, or near like a chair where like, oh, I need to open something. And then, so it's not a razor blade sitting out. You can close it, but, just kind of have it clipped to a pocket of some organizer or something sitting on a desk, and then use it to open a letter or whatever, open a package, and then just, have it stowed. Because it's a little heavy for carrying, because it does feel like stone. All right, well, so now I've made a decision. I'm going to carry this. Now I have to figure out what lanyard to put on it, and then I got to decide what to start poking it into. As in the introductory, maybe I'll cut an apple or something. Like if I cut an apple and it starts to break or wiggle or something, then I'm not carrying it. All right, so I guess it doesn't matter if I'm putting these things back in the right pouches or not, because I'm probably not. All right, so in future shows, we'll take a look at some other parts. This is just the stuff that Civivi had sent recently, and then that bag of knives that I found. We'll have many, many, many future shows where we talk about other knives in my collection. And then, like I say, if you're interested in being part of this thing and showing off your knives, get them together so that we can do that, and then join us on a Sunday, and we'll do that. Woods is saying that he would carry it. Right on. Get up to 100% off by foraging. Like foraging for knives? That's tough. You could do it by hanging out by somebody's house who likes knives, I guess, waiting for them to drop one. Or maybe hanging out at like a beach or a picnic area or something, hoping that you'd find one. But I think you'd be waiting a while. All right, so if I'm carrying that honey one, I'm officially going to put one of the pouches aside for the giveaway. Okay, now I got to figure out which one of these boxes is which. The Kai V can go away for the next time we have a video on it. This one is already away. Oh, I zipped them all up before I looked at what I'm looking at. So this one is the Am I Right? All right, well, so we're just about, we're actually over the hour. We'll ramp it up. I don't know if anybody's got anything they want to mention today. Did SheFires start it up yet? I could link to SheFires, right? Let me flip over to here and flip over to here and open up this. I don't think I'm corking anybody. I think I did this early enough. Outcast is saying I usually find at least one knife a year by river's edge or on a trail. I mean, that's a good point. I've definitely found knives, like even, camp knives, axes, machetes, saws, and stuff like that. Saws probably, now that I'm thinking about it, I found quite a few saws. People leave those behind. But, yeah, it's a good point. You have to go out and do that, though. You have to go out on a trail to do that, right? You can't just know where they are or something and walk right to them. So that's a factor of spending time outdoors. All right, so I got that one put away. I got that one put away. That means this one is the polished, and that box will go with this one. I'll rubber band them together. And I didn't do this to this box. I guess it just got shipping. Or wait, is it possible that when they go through customs, they'd have ripped the stickers if they were in customs. But I guess it is possible that they open stuff up. These are all coming from China. I can link it to this, though, I think. I got a link. So Gizzard, his store, go buy stuff over there. If you feel like it, can go look on this link, the picture over here on Amazon. And if you click on that picture, click the heart over there. Give us some. So if you feel like doing for us today, give us some heart on the Amazon. I don't think it does anything. Just to see how many hearts we get over there. Oh yeah, and there's people that aren't carrying a knife. I'm going to carry my knife this weekend. Yeah, they're not used to check if it's still there or whatever. Just in general, they're not paying attention. They're not, and I bet it's a lot. Roy is joining us. Right on. Thanks for jumping in. We're just about to end here since I quit yawning. And like I say, I think She Fires is coming up next. I guess I was looking for her show over here. What was her thumbnail? How long ago did she post it? I missed. Oh no, here it is. Types of gun owners. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to go. What happened? I'm going to go into here. Open it up. We got about 2 hours before she goes live. And there it is. Boom. So we're going to recommend you head over to She Fire's live event after a couple hours from now. So that'll give you time to go eat some lunch or something. And we'll join you over there in a few hours. And if not, we'll see you next time we go live over here. I think I'm running this on quite a few different channels. So depending on which channel you're watching, we'll be live at some point in the future. And I'll throw a commercial up here for our store. Thanks to Krabby for being part of the creation of the new patches. Thanks to Barbecue for dropping multiple super chats. Much appreciated. And not only is it financially cool, thank you, but it's also helping the logarithm. I figure the logarithm digs it when people care that much, right? Some of those channels that are huge and getting all the super chats, those super chats help, right? YouTube gets paid by the super chats also, so they probably dig that. So as much as, I don't want to tell people waste their money, it is appreciated. So acknowledging that. New York saying, have a great day. Yep, thank you. Yeah, thanks for being part of it. Like I say, I'll try to do this in the mornings more. I'm trying to get Gizzard to do it, but I'm going to do it until Gizzard starts doing it. But how cool would it be to get together each weekend and just chat about knives, flashlights, and EDC stuff? And I know people like to talk about that stuff anyway, but maybe talking about it on Sunday mornings gives us more chance to get to know each other, maybe move some stuff around. People get sick of knives, I get sick of this blade type, or I don't want this one anymore, or whatever, and trade it off. A whole bunch of mine almost all mine are used, except for the stuff that gets sent to me by companies because we take videos of it or whatever. I used to get all my knives from the forums because it's just like anything. You get them pennies on the dollar sometimes, half price, whatever. And I don't really care if they're used because half the time I'm about to trash them anyway. But anyway, maybe we get some sharing of some knives and stuff. Where's all this noise coming from? Are people chatting over and building? Oh my goodness, everybody's having a conversation over here. Okay, well, so thanks everybody for joining in. I will put a commercial up for the store. And we'll back to pick you up later. Don't wake up or nothing for the end of the show. You just keep napping. You just keep sleeping.
GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
He's a pretty good boy.